rescue. In the last episode, in the whole theme of what I would call the phase one of just making things look better, and of course making everything safer to drive, making sure brakes, everything that way is safe, cleaning up the interior, getting rid of the rot, the bad carpet, everything that way. I found some pretty exciting things with the seats. So I'll share those with you in a minute. So along with that whole theme of keeping it drivable and just making it more presentable, more fun, I think it'd be fun to paint these fenders, this red, the yellow color like it's supposed to be, and this red, could scuff it all up and just do a cheap black paint job. That's the way it was originally too. You could keep all the chips and scrapes and scratches, clean off all these stains, make that look better and be still a fun driver. Put the seat back in, don't even put any carpet in. Make it safe, make it look as good as possible, and be able to just take it for a drive and enjoy it. You can leave the hood shut so nobody sees that weak little Pinto motor that's in there. But yeah, you wouldn't want to get it on the freeway and go real fast, because it won't. But it sticks with that whole idea. I could take this out, drive it around town. It'd be a fun conversation piece, and just take some of the ugly off. While I was messing with this seat, I was noticing on the bottom here, it looks like when they upholstered this red and yellow, they did it right over the original black. And my curiosity is taking over. I want to know if the black upholstery is underneath this, what kind of shape it's in. That'd be really cool to take this ugly red and yellow off and find the original underneath. There's not much to it. It's just 4 screws. Sometimes you can cut these hog rings. Yeah, the original's under there. Can't wait to see what kind of condition it's in. Okay, drum roll please. Oh, this is so cool. Look at that. That is awesome. It's getting a little bit of cracking. That is really cool. Now let's take the back off and see what it looks like. Look at that. Wow. That is awesome. You got vent holes in the bottom so that when you sit on it, it breathes. Okay, here we go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I'll have to pull apart that other little jump seat. It's probably the same. Pretty amazing. 70 years old. Pretty cool. Oh, it's too bad it doesn't have a back seat. If it had the back seat like this, I'd want to restore this and not hot rod it. Oh well. Can we sell these and get them off to a good home? I'm sure there's a Jeepster out there that would love to have these seats. So I did a quick weld job on that bracket that was broken off. Got the seats all back together. I'm going to drop them in, see how they look. Pretty exciting to have this original material. It'll look great in there. It's not all the seats that I want in this, but with that whole driver idea, it'd be a great driver. A lot of fun. Check that out. Even without any carpet. Just so cool to have that seat in there. Still need a lot of work on the dash. There's knobs that should never be there. That is just so busy. All the buttons, gauges. Clean all those up. And it'd be kind of fun to paint that whole dash black too. This trim along here, this was supposed to be black originally. Windshield area, that was supposed to be black. The dash was supposed to be yellow, but it would be fun to clean that all up, fill in all those holes and paint it black. Do the door panel black again like it's supposed to. Yeah, little things like that you could easily do and make this presentable and nice enough to drive just as is. Well, now that I've got this seat in here, I'm kind of excited to get this to another level of drivability. I mean, the seat looks great. This is a disaster. Got buttons on here that aren't even hooked up to anything. Who knows what they were at one time. They're just push buttons. This had a floor start switch in the beginning, so it wasn't a push start. Maybe somebody converted it, but not likely. From what I can tell, all these gauges work, but I don't like the look of this dash at all. I don't like the way it's recessed in here. This is supposed to be meant for a radio over here. It's really difficult to see that and to access it, to be driving and using that as a radio. Terrible location. The way this is sunken in, just wasn't a very good design. I think when Stevens designed this Jeepster, he was stuck with this. I doubt this was something he would have designed. This was the same design that was used on the wagon and the truck, so it just kind of carried over onto this for cost, I'm sure. So I want to get all this off. Of everything on here, the only thing that works is the light switch. As you can see, the choke's not hooked up. This, whatever it was, not hooked up. Not hooked up. Not hooked up. Cigarette lighter. Doesn't look like it's ever even been used, but definitely 70s look. It's too small for the hole, so they put a shim on it. So that's got to go. This light switch is in excellent shape. So I don't have everything that matches it, especially if I were going to put a heater in. The heater goes down here on the floor. This is going to go on eBay. I'm sure somebody's going to want this for their restoration. I don't think you can buy these aftermarket either. So I want to get all this off and then really decide, do I want to fill all these holes, weld over them, refinish it all, or just get rid of this ugly altogether? So then it's a matter of, okay, this stupid ugly bar to hold the steering wheel is just goofy. This ramrod steering column is a steel bar that goes from the frame straight up to here, straight into your face if you get in an accident. Extremely dangerous design. Well, back then, people weren't going all that fast and there wasn't as many vehicles on the road. But no seat belts and a ramrod in your face or chest, that's got to go for me. I want to drive this seat belts, comfortable seat or steering position, and less dangerous. Heaven forbid you don't want to get in an accident anyways, but I don't want this killing me either. It's got e-brake on this side. It's all messed up. It doesn't work. There's going to be a lot of work to make that work. So when I redo all this, this just gives me a whole realm of possibilities. Do I want to do a 50s or 40s style dash? 40 Ford maybe? More rounded? There are so many ideas going on in my head that I'm really excited about this. Take it all out and do this all custom. So then we get back into that phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. If I was going to just make this a nice driver, 46,000 original miles, maybe, pretty sure, I would weld over all these holes, find an ashtray, put it back together, somewhat original. Would be pretty easy. It wouldn't be a whole lot of work to refinish all this, and it would look original and very sharp. It's not what I want. I don't like this look. So to take all this out, I gotta look at it seriously. I don't know if it's welded in or screwed in. I'm betting it's all welded in, so I'm going to have to get in and cut all those welds this shape to tie in something to that. It's going to be a lot of fabrication. So now all of a sudden we're going from a phase 1 to a phase 3. We're skipping right over everything in the middle. Maybe this isn't a real phase 3 project. You could do it as what I call a phase 2, which is just doing some modifications without tearing the whole car apart. But when I start getting involved into a dash like this and rewiring everything and redoing gauges and instruments and switches and lights and heating and air conditioning, yeah, air conditioning. So then I am looking at some major fabrication. I'm going to hand build a dash for this car. I'm really excited about doing that. Something I've never done. I've done some mild modifications. I guess you could call that my phase 2. Maybe just some little changes, modern gauges or something. Like I say, I could probably even do a Model A or a 32 Ford flat dash in here. That would be pretty simple. You can buy the dash kits, nice gauge clusters. There's all kinds of things you could do for the gauge cluster in the middle. It should be fairly simple. But I'm not all about simple. Let's tear all this out. Windshield, everything. I want it to all go because I want to really see what I have here to work with. One issue, the VIN number is right here. It's riveted on or screwed on. I can't tell. I'll have to get all this out of the way and then look at it. If it's screwed into place, I can relocate it. This is an area you got to be really careful. When it comes to VIN plates, there are very strict laws and rules about moving a VIN plate, a serial number. A lot of the 60s cars are on the A-pillar inside the door, and then they migrated up to the top of the dash by the windshield. You're not supposed to take those off. If you drill out the rivets and remove it and restore the car and put it back on, if it's noticeable that has been removed, it opens up a whole new can of worms. There are auction houses across the country I've heard of where if they see any signs that a VIN plate has been moved, they won't sell it. And you're opening up a can of worms for something that you have, like a very rare exotic car. Let's say you have a 69 Camaro Z28 or an SS 396 or a Copo. If you're changing VINs, then what is the authenticity of that? Did you just buy a totally destroyed Copo, get that VIN plate, and put it on a 6-cylinder car? If you have everything to make it a Copo or everything to make it a Z28, is that really the correct way of doing it? It's very frowned upon. For a 1950 Willys, there are kit cars you can buy, like a 32 Ford kit car, a Cobra kit car. Then you're looking at a completely different plating system, a naming system, and VINs and serial numbers, and getting them licensed and getting them registered. So do your research. Find out what is doable in your state and your local laws if you're going to start moving VIN plates. If this is welded or soldered in, I haven't really looked at it, it feels like it's a Phillips head screw. I'll probably leave it there, and if I build a dash here like my plan is, I would like to have a glove box here and have it open so that you could see it and it'll stay right where it is. That's my plan. We'll see. Let's get all this out. I'm excited.